MK, one question haunts and hurts.
Too much to mention.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to Top Oz Fandom Podcast, Down the Yellow Brick Pod, in our 7th season. Too much to mention because we are still at it. I'm Tara.
And I'm MK, and we are your royal custodians meets Connie and Carla of Oz, preserving and peeling back the curtain on the wonderful world located somewhere over the rainbow and its perseverance in culture.
Join us tossing open our textbooks and grimoires as we fall down fresh new rabbit holes this season.
You may find us hanging out with Elphaba's granddaughter in Gregory Maguire's Another Day series.
Or taking a detour, second star to the right and straight on to morning.
Or chasing Judy Garland-size rainbows.
Or perhaps providing our L. Frank to be exact, analysis of Wicked for Good. Don't be offended.
In addition, we will also be conducting interviews with Ozian delights in our Slipperhood, Good Witch, and Masters Behind the Curtain series. Stay tuned for a magical lineup of guests.
The Wizard of Oz has been with us, like so many of you, since our earliest of memories, and now in adulthood, it's gotten us through some frightening times. And friends, we have such faith that it will continue to do so.
Off the pod, please say hi to us on Instagram and TikTok, and consider joining our Patreon Pod Squad if you haven't already. Exclusive content and community events and bonus giveaways, oh my! We live to spoil our Patreon fam, and they are the first to receive all official Down the YBP updates, including discounts to live shows, merch, and our annual retreat. Sign up today with a free week trial at any tier. Your support makes the pod's dreams that we dared to dream really do come true.
Now, may the world of Oz continue to be a bewitching escape in bewildering years, nostalgic and nuanced, and keep on changing us for good. To Oz, MK.
To Oz. Robert Berg is a freelance copy editor, writer, and former dramaturg. He spent years of his childhood in the suburbs outside New York City watching The Wizard of Oz at least once a day and often pretending to be Dorothy in his grandma's apron. This grew into a love of all things Oz, including the original books, Return to Oz, The Wiz, and the 1982 anime with Aileen Quinn. He discovered Gregory Maguire's Wicked in a bookshop as a teenager when it came out and fell in love with it as well, eventually going to see the OBC in previews. Over the years, Rob's Yellow Brick Road eventually led him to getting a master's in dramaturgy from Brooklyn College, during which time he was the literary intern for Atlantic Theater Company, and then to some unexpected places, from professional copywriting to film, TV, and theater reviewing to working as a cast member at the Mall of America Disney store, and ultimately 8 years ago to his Emerald City, London, where he currently lives with his husband, a fantasy author, in a narrowboat by the Thames. 2 years ago, the two of them fulfilled a lifelong dream with friends and opened a small, queer sci-fi fantasy publishing company, Bona Books. Their first short story anthology, I Want That Twink Obliterated, was a finalist for a British Fantasy Award for Best Anthology 2025. Their second upcoming book, Wrath Month, funded its Kickstarter in under 6 hours. It features a dystopian Oz story called Weog Teog Peog, starring a non-binary Ozma, and written by none other than friend of the pod Michael Lee Richardson from Once Upon a VHS. After a lifetime of being an Oz fan, Rob is extremely excited to be helping to bring more Oz out into the world himself. You can learn all about Bona's current and upcoming projects at bona-books.com or at Bona Books on Blue Sky and at Bona Books Ltd on Instagram. And you can find Rob at Instagram and Blue Sky at RobWillB. I'm going to take us back. So we've talked about the cover. We talked about the map. We do have we have a dedication for Michael Steinberg, who I'm not sure who that is. I Googled their names together and I got an article called Before There Was Gregory Maguire's Wicked, There Was Julia Stiles' Sundance Breakout Wicked, directed by Michael Steinberg. I have no idea if that's the same, so I won't go deep into it. But Julia Stiles is in a movie called Wicked. And Michael Steinberg is the director. And I
What?
have never
Wow.
heard of it once in my life. But I think it's like an independent, it was at Sundance.
My head
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I'm
hurts.
like,
sure.
What?
was that ever released? I've never heard of
I
it.
don't
I
think
think
so. Julia Stiles and Wicked. It's not this Wicked.
No, it's a different Wicked. Yeah, it was from I think it was just at Sundance.
You're hurting my
And
head.
I know. It got rave
Julia
reviews
Stiles
though.
stars as Elliot Christensen in the 1998 dark thriller Wicked,
1998.
a breakout role where she plays a disturbed teenager. Oh, this is what put her on the map, I
I'm
think.
telling you.
Who takes on her mother's role after her murder.
She grows up in Soho. She's acting in an
Suburban
avant-garde
Gothic.
theater. I mean, it's crazy. This sounds wild. So I have no idea if there's a connection here, but when I Googled their names, that's what came up.
That's
So
crazy.
unsure, but there you go. It's
My
dedicated
head
to Michael
hurts.
Steinberg. And then we have our quotes as always. Keys ever remoter, lock our friend among the golden things that go without saying. The love's no longer called up or named. And in the final analysis, who didn't have at heart both a buried book and a voice that said, destroy it? James Merrill, The Changing Light at Sandover. And then we have, for the rain, it raineth every day. Twelfth Night, Shakespeare.
Mhm.
His quotes always break my head. I'm just like,
Mhm.
this goes over my head. But
The
yeah.
12th night thing though also kind of like reflects the like cross-dressing at the end when
Yes.
Ozma's dressing as a boy again to
I
12th
love
Night.
that
Yes.
yeah.
It
ending.
does feel very
And
Shakespearean. Yes.
Yeah, totally.
yeah. Yeah, and I love that it all takes place in a theater. There is a moment there where they're
Mm.
like
The
off in the
Franklin tent.
wings. There's a yellow brick road, there's a dormitory from a college, there's a throne room. I was like, are we
It's
are we at
very
Wicked?
bomb
All
with
the
yeah,
world's a
too.
stage.
Are we
Yeah.
at Wicked? So
Are
good.
we backstage at the Gersh?
And then we got an author's note. Clarity on the reproductive practices of cranes was kindly supplied by Kim Boardman of the International Crane
Mm.
Foundation in Baraboo, Wisconsin. I have muddled the matter for my own narrative purposes.
He's crazy.
I love him. That's like a very small moment in the
So
book, and he's like,
I
I need to
know.
tell you about this.
I need to tell you I researched this. So
Aww.
good.
And then yeah, part one, we get the like tornado snake with the fingers inside of it, the snake eating
The
its own
L.
tail, the L.
Loser.
Loser. And they're on Ithera Strand. Um, no, I mean, I think, obviously lyrics isn't there.
We haven't talked about
Tisharon has
stall to hip.
left. Stall
We
to
need a
hip.
moment for stall
Mm.
to
Stall to hip
hip.
is so
Yeah,
fierce.
Yeah,
she's
let's please
amazing.
pause for her. She's
She's like
phenomenal.
the
The
captain of the
captain.
ship.
Yeah, female
Yeah.
captain
Yeah.
who is salty as
And
anything.
she
And
drinks.
yeah, she is feared and respected.
I love a captain of a ship. They always have an intimidating power.
She also is not a fan, like I would be, of Lucy and Rain. Thank you.
Yeah, she's like, "What's going on here?
Mm.
I'm not happy about
Yeah.
this."
Yeah.
And she keeps being like, she's talking to Lucycles, like, "What's this Oz place that she keeps mentioning too?" And she also talks about like, "I never knew there were lands beyond kind of like where I grew up." So we get, the Ozians and then everyone else. Um, but yeah, this whole beginning is really they're on the ship. They're like, okay, we're all setting out for our own sites. And Rain is kind of just getting more into like accepting that she's a witch, trying this on. I loved the part where it's like Tituron couldn't hang.
To Jerome, who'd shown a romantic interest in Rain until he'd seen her fly, at which point his skepticism about romancing a witch got the better of him.
I love
He's
that
like,
quote.
he's like, I'm out.
Oh
There's
my
also
God.
a
Yeah, he's
really
like,
great
eh.
quote here, or just like a great check-in moment where it says, where once there'd been apparitions of piskies and minor deities, scraps of Maracoor's fabled past, now Lucicles could detect only a sweet decadent odor, as if something questionable had recently passed by. A quiet
Mm.
had begun to settle upon the land. Evidence of repair and restoration, Lucicles hoped, rather than an indication of some sort of final coma. So that's a great line to just share. The magic is
kind of gone. Those creatures have kind
Mm.
of settled, or their invisibility cloak is back over their heads. We're
Yeah,
not going to see
everything
them as much
settled
as we
a
were.
little bit. Yes. I feel like the
Yes.
second book was like, whoa, chaos, what's happening? And now we're like, okay,
Mm.
And what do we think
we're
Gregory is
resting.
saying with like the book doesn't belong in Maracoor, it belongs in Oz? Do you think the book created Oz?
Mm.
You know what
Oh.
I mean? Like the enchantments of the book created this magical land. Because there's a moment in here where it talks about Oz, isn't in this book, existing parallel to the wizard's homeland. Where like it's
It
like a
might be in the
veiled
book
land.
before, yeah. I
It's
Yeah, it
forget
so
might
where
be in the
that
good.
Oracle.
happens.
That's such a good moment. I was like, maybe the Grimoire created a magical place to store fantastical beings and creatures and powers, and that's
Hmm.
why
Yeah,
then it belongs there. I don't know. We still have so many questions with the Grimoire.
The Grimoire is never fully, yeah,
and there has to be like a
solved.
reason the old man chose to bring it there. Like if it was just meant to be in our world, he would have kept it in our world. So it's like,
Right.
Yeah. What was the pull?
yeah.
Well, if we think about Lurline lore, which is bomb lore for how Oz was created, it just was fairies making a land, right? Like they're traveling by and they decide to enchant this land and
Yes, they're
make
like,
it
this is
Oz.
beautiful. Let's preserve it from people.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
let's make it inhabitable. I mean, the Grimoire could do that, maybe. Like it could be connected to creating Oz. I don't know.
And like
I
the
Your
just
Grimoire,
answers are
feel,
especially in the books, like, it creates people. It create, like Mother Yakel is part of the Grimoire. So like,
yes,
especially in the
it
book
is
lore, it
mother.
could total.
I just feel like by her dropping it in the ocean, it's giving like Jumanji. It's giving like,
Yeah.
you cannot control me or get rid of me, and you're gonna have to deal with me at some point. And by just bringing me over to AmeriCorps and dropping me off, that's not gonna work.
That's the
Like
whole point. It's
it's a
like you can't
lie.
just
Yeah.
drop off your grief, girl.
Yeah, you gotta deal
Yeah.
with this.
That's
Or
not
it's
how it
going
works.
to, just like the beetle in his foot, like you can't ignore this. It's gonna overtake you at some point if you don't deal with it.
Oh, I
Ah!
do love this Lucicles moment where he says something along the lines of, "So I've retired my skepticism and replaced it with a more refined skepticism. I guess Oz may be or may
Hmm.
not be. Does it make a difference to me now?" I love that line.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? There's mysteries in this world.
There's mysteries in this world. I
Hmm.
don't have to understand them all. Does it hurt me to believe it exists? No.
Santa Claus. He
Yeah.
Totally.
exists.
And like, is that really crazier than everything we've just experienced in the last book?
Right. Like this world is insane. I like kind of towards the end of it through a strand, they're all like Lucidly said, she's not really a witch, it's all public relations. It's like, is she a witch? We don't even really know.
Just a show.
We're unsure. And yeah, I mean, this whole thing with Iscanary, Iscanary's exhausted, y'all.
Mm.
He's really been on this journey with her. He's been a really good familiar. He's helped her out, but there's this moment where he's like, maybe I'm good here. Maybe this is like the end of my journey. The whole thing with him and the uh Silverbeak, the crane.
Mm.
I mean, what is that? What's this like a metaphor for? I don't
I
understand.
I think the leaving behind of new life when it's just the
When
life
you're getting
cycle.
older, like
I don't know, like life cycling
let's yeah, let's
Mm.
bring a
and
younger
the creation of a new
generation.
species. Like I do think there is something in that too.
It was just a funny moment. His journey was cracking me up throughout this.
Silverbeak is yeah, I feel for her though. I'm like,
Yeah,
did you
because
want this
she's
girl? I can't
also
tell.
lowercase animal. She can't like I don't think we've seen that in these books. That like
I mean,
relationship. It's
this
just
is
Yeah.
uppercase, lowercase.
I mean, Gregory does put us into some very uncomfortable moments with like what we're left to picture with certain things. I mean, the orgy
Yeah.
scene in Wicked is really hard to move
It'll
through.
stick with me forever. It'll
It's
stick with
so
me
hard to move through
forever.
though. It is like scary if you like think about it in certain ways and like, oh,
Mm,
super uncomfortable because it does involve sentient animals with people and it's
Yes.
not consensual. People are drugged. So it's really
right.
bizarre. So he does like I don't know,
Never
like
heard anything like this.
not that I felt that here, but I definitely did feel uncomfortable. Like what am I supposed to think here? I don't know.
That's how, yeah, I feel a little unsettled by that. And it's never
Yeah.
really fully fleshed out, but
And I guess there's an
Rain
element of Iskanari wondering if he's just going to stay here, right? So it's like maybe this is the life I have to have as like a lowercase animal because I have no uppercase animals to relate to.
He's like, this is
yeah.
it. This is my
Yeah.
option.
Yeah.
That's very
He's
fair.
getting older. Yeah.
Rain also sees a
Interesting
snake
character.
while bathing here, which
The
I think is
snake, yeah.
important. The snake shedding its
Shedding its
skin
skin.
has
Hmm.
Yeah.
always been a sign for her, a guidepost
And
in
I
that's on
love
her
that
her.
line
tarot
of this.
card.
I love that line of the snake had no interest in how effective a metaphor it might be.
Yes. It's like, I don't care.
It's so great.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my
And then,
gosh, I also love this line. This is when Rain and Iskanari are having a little conference about when Rain is like, or when Iskanari is like, I'm tired. Like he's trying to make some plans. Um, I love this line. Oh, they're trying to figure out like what was going on in Ithra Strand, like what this whole plague was.
mhm.
And it's just a line that
Mm.
comes out, I believe, of Rain. I've never known it to be useful to tell an alarmed person not to be alarmed. I
It's very
love that.
true. Very
One of my
true.
least favorite things is
Calm
when you're
down.
feeling anxiety, someone's like, I need, like when they say, just calm down. It's like, well, you know that's not
You know
possible
I'm
in
not
this
calm.
second. That just actually makes me feel broken. Please don't say that.
That's like all of our training in nursing school is being like, I hear you. I hear that you're
Mm.
stressed, like reflecting it back, not asking
Mm.
why, just being like present. That is
Yes, I
all you're
hear
supposed
that.
to do,
Mm.
Yes,
you know? And if there is a solution
right.
you can find together, you can, but not like, okay, stop crying.
Calm
No, you're
down.
supposed
It's
to just
okay.
let it ride, you know?
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, I was very, very intrigued when she begins reading these spells from the pages. I always love a Grimmery moment. So this description of it like regenerating itself, the pages getting like sucked in. The first spell she tries is of vagueness and variation. And just how these spells like
Apo,
I mean,
apo, and
that's
sansa
her
morfexa.
yes, that's her connection to Elphaba because like I just really feel there's moments where she's living out Elphaba's life and like exact connections to what Elphaba does, and then there's moments where she's rebelling against that, and her reading out of the Grimoire just feels like a younger Elphaba being like, I don't know what this is gonna
Mm.
do, but we're gonna try it, and how the spells affect not just the thing she's trying to put a spell on, but like the island and other things. So, but yeah, then she is kind of overtaken and passes out because of the power of this spell. We're unsure and that's where Lucycles eventually comes
Ugh,
upon her and is like, is she dead? Is she alive? What's
I'll
gonna
die with her
happen? Yeah, it's
naked.
very Romeo and
Mm.
Juliet vibes.
Well, I
But
love
then
Salta Hip because she's
Salta
judgmental.
Hip!
She says, you're not sweet on that child. Like she calls her a child, and then she says, you have a wife and
Yes.
children to return to. He didn't reply. It was none of the captain's business that Owaina had signaled to Lucycles that something had snapped and that their marriage was in disrepair and possibly unsalvageable. Lucycles knew that the good woman had endured too much in 1 year with the disappearance of her oldest child, Leorix, into pestilential adolescence. The boy had apprenticed himself to his father, submitting several dangerous excursions. True, so far, Leorix had returned safely in better shape than her husband, with that foot wound that refused to seal over and
Mm,
heal, but Owaina had found the fear for her son's safety a punishment nearly beyond bearing. She remained in an uncertain frame of mind. And he's just like, I provide for them. I've saved them twice. Like he's trying to defend himself. I love that Stalta
yeah.
though. Like Stalta hip is to Lucycles what Thelma later is to Rain. Like you both have
Mm.
accountability in this. You both are
Yeah,
hurting other
she's giving
people.
the stuff you don't want to hear. you
Also,
know.
Owaina was really kind. I think that's what it is for me. That's what it is. I'm a girl's girl. Owaina was so kind to Rain.
Yeah.
Owaina convinced Lucycles to be better to Rain. And like you're hurting
Mm.
Owaina. That's what makes me
Ugh.
so
And
sad.
we never get Owaina
Mm.
in this book, like, her talking. So it feels icky. And
It
yeah,
feels really icky.
at the end of this section, Stalta Hip says, "Put your clothes back on. I don't want the rest of the crew to get ideas that you're some sort of loose woman."
I mean, fair.
She's trying to help her. So, but then yeah, back on the ship, they do kind of continue to engage in these little trysts. And there's another guy, I forget his name. There's like another captain here who's like, "Wait, I kind of want to have my moment with Rain." He's like, "Don't be hoarding her to yourself." I forget his name, but that
Oh, the
happens.
whole thing with the pirates. We didn't even talk
Yeah,
about that with the young
the
Oh,
boy
pirates.
and the young boy trade because they're like, we want Rain when they
Yeah,
like try to make this trade because they're like horn dogs and they haven't seen a woman in
correct.
forever. But they're like, the young boy will do.
And he
mm.
Ugh,
like
I just can't do
doesn't
it.
really fully
I can't
speak.
really, these are the moments. I think this is why I didn't like this book as much, guys. There's just too many moments with like children and sex and like the
It
child
is
not having a
weird.
choice.
And the dead mermaid baby. There's a
And the,
lot.
yeah, I was like,
There's
But
that.
I think I
but
kind
we,
of like glanced over the first section and was like, I like the second half.
that's
Um,
very fair though. We do
but
learn that
yeah.
Iskanari remembers his wife's name, Escadana.
Mm.
Woohoo! Escanana!
He's
Mama
got to put
Nana!
Escadana on. That's a great
Oh my
name.
God, such a good name. I wish we
Escadana is
could
like,
meet her.
she's
I
like,
wish
"Meh."
we could meet her. Can you imagine Escadana? But yeah, it's the young boy. All he says is gagu gagur
I didn't
gagu.
like that either. I didn't like it either. I didn't like any of this. This
What's
is now,
happening?
I am so confident in my third ranking for this book.
Okay, love that for you. Um, and yes, this is when the pirates are there. They have the binding of the Grimoire. Kind of wild. I mean, this is all taking place over the ocean, over the sea, so of course that's where the Grimoire lies. They're going to be finding all these pages. And this is her, the moment with Iscanari of like, oh my gosh, he speaks. This is wild. And she's beginning to help the Grimoire regenerate. And she's still learning her power. A witch in apprenticeship, still learning the limits of her power, were as important to register as the reaches. That was another theme where it's like I think Lear says that later on of like recognizing your weaknesses as you're becoming,
Mm.
a witch. And that's also what Ozma's going through. She's like, hey, I don't really know like what's going on with all these Osmists. I don't know the full history of this land. I don't feel fully ready. Like both her and Rain are kind of stepping into these new roles, which is
And
cool.
they also like don't want to do, I think, what they're supposed to do. Supposed to with all the quotes around it. Like Ozma's like, I didn't ask to lead the country.
They're kind
Mm.
of giving like Gen Z vibes, where they're
They
like,
are
"This
giving
isn't
Gen Z
what we
vibes.
Mm.
wanted.
We make
We're,
our own rules, baby.
yeah, I'll do it when I'm ready." Which is like, love that for you. Us millennials are like, "Okay, whatever you say."
Oh my God, the systems are falling apart. Ah.
Ah, freaking out.
But also like good, yes.
The
We're
millennials
so I
are
think millennials are
scary.
like our feet in like systems and structure and like keeping things like trying to maybe be Glinda about certain things like
Yeah.
reorganize from within.
Mm.
Where I think there's a Gen Z sensibility to burn stuff down, which I do think it's like there is again, no one's right, no one's wrong.
Yeah.
I like all the stuff about with the Grimoire that she has
Me
like when it's coming
too.
back. She drowned this book months ago, but didn't want to stay drowned. If anything, the
Mm.
colors looked somewhat revived
It's like,
after
I'm
their
alive,
skull
baby.
treatment. Something in this book cries out to be read. And she says, I'm not a character in the Grimoire, but I am in the life it is having in this world. A witch in apprenticeship, still learning that the limits of her power were as important to register as the reaches.
Yes. Yep.
Does that take us to the end of your section, Em?
Now we're into Great Northern Isle, my last section.
Your last
And
section.
this is really where there is a moment where Rain is like, I'm a novice at sex, and Lucycles has been married. So he knows stuff. So she's learning.
Mm.
Even though we don't like it. She's learning stuff.
You're going like this to me.
I know.
You're
I'm
like,
like, Tara doesn't
you're
like
like,
this.
this, I hate this part. Just
Hey,
can't
you know
stand
what?
Lucy.
Gregory wrote it, okay?
I love
And
Gregory. He can't help Lucy being
no.
trifling.
And Lucius does say, he's like, I'll miss you. You've come to mean something to me. She's like, you're gonna go back to your family, whatever. Like, I'm over it. I care
She's like, we
about
don't need to have
Mm,
parting words.
we don't need to have this moment. I'm gonna go back to Oz, and this is where she's like, the first thing I'm gonna do is go to my dad and tell him I'm alive,
mm.
which I love.
My dad, who's
She's
your
reading
age,
my dad, who is, yeah, maybe younger
40,
than you, Lucius.
maybe
Probably younger,
younger.
right? Because he's only 40. Like, Lucy feels older. I don't know how old he actually is, but he feels like
He
60
feels
in my head.
45.
Like,
He feels
mm,
45 to me, like a solid, like,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
got some
45.
grays.
Because he's had 3 kids.
Okay, so then don't
yeah.
watch The Age of Attraction on Netflix, a dating show where it's about age gaps. You're not gonna like it.
Not that I don't like want to ever say like an age gap is not okay.
No,
Like
I know,
it's
yes.
so tricky though.
It's
I
not
just
black and white.
the
Yeah.
imbalance of it
But
being
these two
older men with
characters
younger women and like I don't know.
and
It's
the
just
Owena of it all, it's not fair to Owena.
it's not fair to Oena. She's
Mm.
completely not thought about. I also just read in a really incredible book that deals with affairs. Oh my God, I highly recommend it.
What's
It's
it
called
called?
Mothers and Other Strangers by Corey Ann Haydu. It is riveting. I could see it being adapted eventually into something,
Mm-hmm.
but it deals with, oh God, I don't want to give anything away. You kind of know right away that something's afoot. Like there's a lot of mysteries to uncrack. But the person who's kind of at the center of this is not present in the book. She is gone.
Hmm.
So you can't really hear from her voice or hold her accountable because she's not there. And that reminds me of Owena in this. Like she's just not able to be there. Like, what if Owena was like, whatever, I don't care. It'd be different if we heard
It would
that.
be
We just don't know
different.
how she is. I can't imagine she feels good about this.
Right.
And I can't
We never
imagine she
really
wants to
get her
take
side
care of this man who's now
of
back
things.
injured, can't protect them now when he comes back. He
Mm.
can't do anything that he's good for. I really can't stand Luce Cleese. There's a fire
Yeah,
within me.
he has a really bad injury, obviously, as we know, and he's gonna have to get
And
it
they have to take care of it.
amputated,
It's not like it's
and
so annoying.
Yeah.
Like he's now a burden to them.
he's now burdened, the Vassal burden from the book before.
Where's he at? Where's the Basil at?
He took that fist and said, "Ta ta."
Yeah, he
Bye.
We don't know. We don't know.
I didn't really question how much the Basil like just believes in the Great Mara. That is all a little odd to me if I think too much on it. Like,
Yeah.
why did he believe in the Great Mara? Or, sorry, excuse me, other way around. Why did the Great Mara believe in the Oracle? That's what I meant to say.
Same way as why
Confusing.
were the Emerald
mm.
City citizens believing in the wizard? Like
You're
finding
right.
these
We all
things
need
that were
something.
like, all right, or
Yeah.
certain spirituality
It
that you
goes
need.
to one of Gregory's opening quotes. It may have been for, I can't remember if it was for Brides or for Oracle, about like people people believe in fairy tales. It was the whole quote that's like, don't believe in fairy tales, but like you believe in God, that's a fairy tale type of a thing. Like, or like the Bible being a fairy tale book. It had like a whole
Mm.
connection to that.
Yeah, we all need
Yeah.
something, whether it's
True,
religion
true, true,
or
true.
your morning routine or whatever it might be.
True, true,
And it
true.
feels like the Oracle is like already part of like their mythology. Like he
Yeah.
slotted really well into it because they already have that kind of like I'm not sure
Yeah.
if he took over
Culture.
another from another Oracle or
Oh,
if
that's a
like
good
he
point. Good
Hmm.
point. He like slotted into something. Okay, I never thought about that. Like he just became something they already believed in.
in some ways it
Right.
actually makes more sense than like him as the wizard because he's taking over like a position, I guess.
Right.
Whereas the wizard was like a new element in Oz.
Yeah. I
Right.
proclaim myself. Yeah.
Mm.
Just letting
Well,
you
to
know though,
end my
just
section.
I'm just gonna stand up for Lescluze for a second. Remember we were questioning, or
Whoa.
it's not standing up for him, it's just sharing more
This took a
information.
turn.
No, it's not. It's just remember when we were like, wait, what's his life like when he's not doing his minor adjutant stuff? Or like,
He
does he
said he
have
has other
a
jobs,
Yes,
apparently.
I have lots of other jobs all
He's a
year.
freelance
I was like, never
multi-hyphenate.
mind. He's busy, booked and
Doing
blessed.
his taxes is not fun because he's got multiple.
This part though
Um,
with the bride connection really got me.
oh, with the foot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good though. I like it.
It's
Punishment.
it's
Yeah.
punishment, karma.
Now it's your blooded foot that threatens your life.
It also feels like if we think of Lucycles as, when you do something and maybe you have shame and you're guilty on the inside, but you're not taking accountability for it on the outside, it manifests physically. And that could be what's happening to him.
Mm.
Is like this wound. I don't know. I feel like that's in like the Bible sometimes, or it's like, okay, now I'm striking you with a foot wound that you need to take care of. I don't know. There's something poetic about him having. I don't want anyone to have to amputate their foot, but it makes sense for his character's arc. Like, bro, you're not dealing with things.
You're not dealing with things. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. And Rain is like, deal with it.
And then
Yeah.
she realizes her screaming deal with it at Lucycles means she has to deal with her stuff too.
It's all interconnected.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
I think there's also like a bit of a Tin Woodman thing because like when she
Tin
gives him
Yes.
foot.
that, there's that tin foot she gives him to replace,
Yes.
and it's
I
kind of like,
loved that.
yeah, yeah, so good.
At the very end, don't leave without saying goodbye, he said. She said no goodbye. Goodbyes were
I love it.
nonsense.
Irish
She said no
accent.
goodbye. They were nonsense sentiment,
Right.
but she left behind for him the bit of pounded metal that had fallen into her hand from the wall of the surgery or morgue on Ithra Strand. Unthinkingly, she'd carried it in her pocket. Only after the adventure with the pirates off North Orgally had she even looked at it. A tin foot. I got chills.
Mm.
So
And there
good.
you go. That's the end of my. Actually, is
Have
it?
you section?
Yeah, that's the end of my section. We could move on. Oh, there is a little call out. Strange weather we're having,
Yeah.
said the physician.
Yeah.
I
I was like,
always
love
catch that. He
that.
did that in
Love
Elfie
that.
too. He
Uh,
put in Elfie.
Love
With
it.
when baby Nessarose and baby Elfie are playing tea, they're like,
Strange weather.
strange weather.
mm.
It's his
Because
favorite
they
moment.
don't know what else to say to each other. Okay, Rob, we're in your section. Anything you would like to discuss,
Cool.
point out,
Um,
expand upon?
I thought it was interesting from the outset when they're flying back and they're wondering if they even would have survived the trip if they hadn't dropped the Grimmery. Like if Rain hadn't dropped the Grimmery and the storm blew her there, would they have survived the trip? Which I thought was just really interesting because like it's kind of the question of they talk about it later at some point, like, was it good that she went to Maracoor or not? Because like going there, she did free the brides. There were some
Yeah.
good elements, but then, people also died. So it's like, did this whole journey that may have helped her as a person, like, was it worth it? Because it's kind of like she affected an entire country to have like a self-discovery in a way.
It's
Right.
her
So
eat,
it's
pray,
interesting how
love.
it's like, yeah, like she did like wreak havoc on an entire country, but then
Sorry,
some
Freya.
things that she did actually did help the country. So it's like,
With the shell and the pollen, I mean, that was. But
yeah,
but
but
that
she
was
also
because
caused it.
she dropped the Grimoire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she
So
caused
there's like
havoc
this
and then
cause and
helped
effect.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, this like cause and effect thing of like dropping the Grimmery may have saved her life and may have saved some other people's lives, but at the same time it also caused all that. And then that kind of just like
Yes.
that question of was the trip worth it and was the amnesia helpful
Yeah.
for her? Or did it just hold her back? I think like Lear at some point asks like, did like was this useful for you or did it just take you longer to get to your conclusion because you had that period of time?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
even there's moments where she's like, is my amnesia actual amnesia or is it me refusing to look?
Yeah.
I think it's actually that. I think it's the refusing to look. She
Yeah.
really, I do think when you go through something traumatic, you want a fresh slate so badly. But before you often can do that, you do have to confront the demons of why you want the fresh slate or like the pain, whatever it was, because it will come back
It's kind
if you
of
don't
like
deal with it.
going to therapy, People are like, "Oh, I don't want it to bring up all this stuff. I want to just move
Why
forward." But
not?
it's like we have
Mm.
to bring
It's
it
not
up
fun.
and it's not going to be fun, but we have to do that first.
It's you have to think of like the emotional mental releases like doing something that like do you keep your trash in your house? Just let it pile up.
Just let it pile. No, thank you.
Mm.
You don't do that. You go and take your trash out of your house. You let it go get recycled, which is really cool,
Mm-hmm.
or thrown out, gone, burned, whatever. You have to do
Yeah.
the same kind of system for your emotions and
Internal
your,
life.
yeah, if you're not doing that, it just gets cluttered and chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
Mm, okay. This section is funny because it's so short, the part two, right?
Yeah, it's just the
Yeah.
creature
The
thing, and then
high
like
road
the
above the
part two and
sea.
three are like 2 paragraphs. It's like boop boop.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we're back, and part three is huge.
Part three.
Yeah. Part two is very quick. And part two is really that mermaid situation that I don't
Yeah.
like. It is a very strange book. I think I have like 50 pages of it, and that's why it's my
Now
favorite.
you're like, wait.
I'm like, huh, why is this my favorite?
Well, the good stuff is so good that it just
The
makes me
good
so
stuff is
happy that it's
so
like,
good.
The good
Like
stuff is
yeah.
really good.
Nanny could be the whole reason I love it.
Nanny could. Also,
Yeah.
he does mention the presence of Fleon, which I recounted on last episode being a
Oh,
Gregory, Maguire, and siblings invented
yeah.
fairyland they used to play in that he added
Mm.
onto his Oz map. It's
That's so
mentioned in here
Oh,
fun.
I love that.
because they were like a little lost. This is when they're getting back to Oz and they're not sure if
Where
they've
they
landed
are.
maybe somewhere else in Ix, Fleon.
Mm.
They're
The
not
Marches of the
sure.
Gnome King. That's where he mentions the Gnome King.
I know the Gnome King is mentioned a couple times. Oh my, be still my beating heart.
Yeah, it is interesting that Rain is like, I actually don't really know where I am throughout this.
Right. She's like coming home, but she lands in some new territory.
And it's
Yeah,
been
it's
what,
not till she sees the
2 years?
I think it's only been like a few
Confused.
months actually, because I think at
Really?
some point she says it's only been like 5 months, but I don't. It's
Oh,
confusing because
They're
like
also
I think
like
she's been away for 2 years from Lear, but
from
I
from
don't know
Lear
how
because
long
she
she
went
was
on her own.
wandering.
yes. Because I
Yeah,
remember Lear being like, it's been a year and a half or 2 years or something. But yeah, okay.
Yes, but the
yeah, I
whole
got confused by that
Maracoor
too.
part of it was not, I think it
Was
was like
not
five
that
months or
long.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
It just
I
feels like
like
6 years because
It feel
all
yeah,
she
it was
went
like this
through.
was 20 years, right? Like
when Iskanari calls himself a goose witch.
a
Mhm.
goose witch.
That's funny
What
and
would these
cute.
books be without Iskanari? He's the best.
He also says something along the lines because this is when they start to get into like we're not there quite yet, but he's tired. He wants to be done traveling. He just can't do it
Yeah,
anymore. He didn't even know if he'd make it across the ocean to
Yeah,
get
the
back to
ocean.
us. But he says animals don't scheme the way people do. Capital A, animals don't scheme the way people do.
Hmm.
Huh. Interesting quote.
this
Yeah.
is jumping ahead too, but I also really like Rain's quote about like, are there humans and capital A humans to like, do people
I
ever reach
know
that point where they're, yeah,
That was
that was a lot
interesting.
for my brain.
I know. I
Interesting.
was like, which one am I?
And the whole like questioning of the like familiar part of Iskanari.
Mm.
Like, what is she without him?
Yeah. He's questioning his role.
Because also
Yeah,
she's
and
like, I
he,
rescued myself, and he's like, no, I rescued you
No,
too. It's
yeah,
boo.
both. No, his line is great. That's what we all say about ourselves. And to give you
Yeah.
credit, in a way, it's true. We can't rescue one another. We can only stand by while others do their best for themselves. Anyway, leave the border crane eggs with me. It'll lighten your load as you press on. Give you one less thing to worry about.
It's like we're all interconnected, no matter what.
Yes.
It's interesting too, as she like comes back to Oz. There's not many green people as far as we know, so people do see her and they're kind of starting to react. Like, is this Elphaba? Is this? I feel like most people just assume is that Elphaba is the question. And I think
yeah.
Iskanari is the one who's like, just say you're from Maracoor, like trying to throw people off because they're not sure how this is gonna go.
I like it's
When
enough.
sh
Like they don't even know what Maracore means, but as long as it's not Oz,
As
it's not
long,
Elphaba.
yeah,
So they're.
right.
they're
It's
fine
like,
with
okay,
it.
there's a green person from there too. Cool.
I love when she eventually gets to the cozy fantasy at Netherhow with Lear. This is what it says about when we get reintroduced to Lear. No epiphany waited out there on tomorrow's horizon to set him straight. He learned instead to make do with instinct, blindness, with suffering, and then with setting aside regret or curiosity, setting aside ambition. This is such a man in his 40s. He's like, I'm
Mm,
good. He's also like, I'm tired. I just want to live a
yeah,
life
I'm good with this.
that has routine. She calls him Papa right away too,
Papa?
which is so sweet. I
Mm.
This was the most exciting section, I think, because the Trism
Yes.
and like just to see he's with him, like I didn't know if we'd see Trism again.
Yeah.
It
It
just
took
was
me a
Yeah.
such a
moment
beautiful
too to be like, oh
section.
yeah. Oh my gosh, like remember all of these elements.
He also had to like he states it pretty plainly to her, Rain, he's my man or I'm his. I guess both.
They're so cute.
I love that.
It's so
And the
sweet.
way they
They're
support each other when they each wake up in the night, from their traumas, and they each are there for each other. And
yeah.
Yeah.
I love their
it it
relationship.
kind of feels like they're the two who understand the most what they've been through, so only they fully,
He's been through
because
something
they were
similar.
both there at the
Yes.
beginning.
And he
Yeah.
didn't ever leave Oz, but he really went on a quest as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
I like that he
totally.
says he's gone common, and I wrote, I think I've gone common
I
too.
would love to become
Mm.
that.
Seeking common satisfactions. I was like, mm-hmm.
Sounds great.
I feel very relatable to that.
And I feel like Rain at one point has this moment where she's almost a little jealous of their relationship and
Yeah.
wishing
Mm.
like, wow, he found satisfaction. He found this like love. I wonder if I could ever find that or just kind of feeling alone.
She also remembers her like childhood at this cottage. Like she did
Hmm.
have
Mm.
a little moment of like Candle, Mama, and Papa Lear in
Yeah.
this cottage. And she says that brief window of traditional childhood that, come to think of it, had offered Rain nothing more consoling than ordinariness.
Yeah.
Ordinariness.
Mm.
But that's sometimes like all you need. Like I think
That's kind of what my childhood was. Which is
I know,
like
I
Mm.
think me
suburban
too.
and a like
Yeah.
And I think that's what we get nostalgic for
yes.
is the ordinariness. I cannot say that word. We get nostalgic
Ordinariness,
for
yeah.
that. There's something comforting about how predictable some of this was.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
Rain probably had 5 minutes of ordinary her entire childhood, so she would have
Right?
really remembered that.
She remembers it,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
said this line is Gregory Maguire in a nutshell. I help sometimes. Lots of work needs four hands, but I'm still writing. They had re-entered the cottage. Lear made a gesture towards his pages on a side table. Some days I've said everything there is to say, other days I've said nothing. It's a struggle and it hurts
Mm.
my head and sometimes my digestion.
Mm.
That's
It's like
totally
that
his
feels like
life.
Gregory. That is like how he probably
He's like, I'm
writes.
hungry right now.
Mm. I really like that
Oh my
part where
gosh.
Rain sees her mother's Dominican, or however you pronounce that, the musical
Yes.
instrument.
Yes, good
Um,
point.
I wrote the bit
Yeah.
about he talks about the way it plays, and a second tone emerges
Melody.
in keen pitch, a kind of response softer than the first, following and
Yeah.
amplifying the earlier testimony. That's all the magic I know how to do. It's called a harmonic. It's a ghost note
Mm.
emerging from the world of the original. It doesn't exist on its own. It only comes out as a response to the first. I suppose the way a shadow doesn't exist until cast by an object, which really made me think of
Mm.
just the whole theme of like parents and children, and are you just a ghost note of what came before?
Yeah.
um
Right.
yeah, I guess, and it goes to that whole thing about just responsibility of like, is your responsibility to be your parents' child or to be your own person,
Hmm.
The big
and just like the
question.
ripple effects.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
I
love how
did
much Greg
find
knows about music. Like the way he describes things, I'm like, I don't even know this, what he's talking about. I know what a
he does
harmonic
have
is,
a
but
really beautiful
the way he
way.
described it is really beautiful.
Yeah.
It is in this
He was.
book the whole thing I was talking about earlier about what is America, like what is
Oh yeah,
Oz in
I
existence
see
to
it.
us. She shares when she's talking to Lear about Maracoor, about meeting the Oracle, meeting great grandfather. She says,
Grandpapa.
and where the grimoire comes from, then out of peer, you mean? Oh yeah, that's the whole thing too. Hold on. This was confusing. The peer being like
Pier.
beyond what you know to
Yeah.
exist is
Mm.
pure. So it's like kind of like the Milky Way is pure, like it's just beyond what you know to be exists. Where do you really think it came from? This is what Rain asks about the Grimoire. The Oracle told me it came from his original world, which is someplace other than Pure. Lear didn't know the expression Pure, and it has a capital P, Peare. Rain explained the whole world, the us and them of it, not just Oz, not just here, but all of it. All of us bound up. A planet if we're a planet, a plate if we're a plate. The word that means Oz and Maracoor and any place else not discovered yet. So it's
Mm.
everything that is in existence. And where does the Grimoire come from? Then, out of Pier, you mean? That's what the Oracle said, from his world, the world of Dorothy, too. It's a sideshow world to ours, a sideshow world. A
Mm.
glimpse, I guess, a next door world. I don't really understand it. And then he says, dreams always seem to me a next door world.
Hmm. It's like the upside down of Stranger Things.
Mm.
It's like it's
Yeah,
there, but it's not. Does it affect our world? And then yeah, how he describes dreams, like is that reality? Is it stemming from reality? Is it another world that we're slipping into?
they go back and
And it's
forth
a
a
bit
lot in
like,
I don't
this.
know.
and
They
it's
don't
like the whole
know.
MGM of it all, because it's like, is
Yes.
Oz a dream? Is the real world a dream of Oz? Is Oz a dream of the real world, kind of thing?
Right.
Oof,
I
my
love that he
brain.
says when they go back and forth and back and forth, I feel as if I'm arguing with your grandmother. Like he says that
Hmm.
to
Yeah,
her, which is
Love
really
that.
sweet
it's very cute.
And foreshadowing.
and foreshadowing
Correct.
completely.
And Lear really does her. He's like, I want you to go back to the Emerald City to see Ozma and like kind of put this
Mm.
to rest. I don't want you to suffer your whole life. She says
Yep.
suffering a whole life is one way to know you're having a life. Oh my gosh.
That's how some people live. Some
Rain.
people
Yeah.
rather live in that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
like, so the alphabet in Rain too.
Right, like,
That kind
Yeah.
of comment.
yes, 100%.
This meeting with Alphaba too is just so good. Oh, I love
It's
it
so
so
amazing.
much. This whole
Oh yeah, the where are
answer
they
she gives
now?
her when she asks, "Are you still here? Can I find you? You could help me. I'll come to you. Where are you now?" Ugh, it's like my heart. You've answered your question already. This is Alpha. Where am I now? I am here now. That's where I am now. If you don't understand, turn yourself around and you speak to the past and speak to the future. What you say matters. What you do matters. There's something that comes up with this too, with Thelma being like, there's nothing that's nothing. Like she says that.
Mm.
Everything has
Mm-hmm.
meaning. Um,
Mm.
Love whom you will, cherish them while you have the time. Don't give an inch when the bullies kick at your stilts. There's this quote. Kick
Yes.
back and then give them a poultice if you've hurt them. The past and future are just window dressing. Where am I is
Woo!
here. I'm busy with the potion that seems to come with this distracting side effect. I better make some corrections before I start hearing violins in the water closet and seeing comments in the chowder. So she also is just like a recluse in this grimoire. Like she's
Yes, she
holed up
Yeah.
in the
is.
grimoire. Do you have anything else, or is this just chatter? I hardly think of my younger self worth the cost of conversation. Didn't have much to say then, and have less to add now after all this so-called living.
Yeah, she thinks she's like talking to her younger self.
I love that even Alphaba thinks Rain is her. Yeah.
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 So cool.
Can I just tell you what you've done for me? She's like, I'm a busy woman. I don't take compliments.
Off you
It's
go.
very her with Lear, like, not giving what he
Yeah. No
wants.
sentiments. That was one of
Yeah.
my favorite moments when she says, yeah, right after that, if you're a ghost from the future, take better care of it than I've done of your past. Whoa.
This is interesting too. This is towards the end of this section with Lear again, Rain and Lear. Oh, okay. This actually links to Iskanari too, like us like kind of being like, how do we feel
What's
about
going on
these
with
new
this?
Mhm.
creatures? So this is Lear. Assuming they were actually fertilized, the eggs will hatch into something new because the eggs are going to stay back with him. Only creatures can
Mm-hmm.
name themselves, really, and we're from a line not much different from that, which this is so interesting. If you accept your oracles, he corrected swiftly, the oracles. He's like, wait, I won't
Mm.
make her feel like she made something up of being
Mm.
Elphaba's father. We have strange blood in our veins too, not as strongly as Elphaba did. I'm a generation from that, and you're two down, but this is how the world revises and strengthens itself. Otherwise, it might die of boredom, or complacency, or self adoration. So he's saying they're a crossbreed too.
Mm,
Hmm.
They are those eggs. I didn't put that
yeah.
together until just now.
There's a
They are the
Right.
goose.
connection.
Yeah, they're the
They're from
gooseling
two
eggs.
worlds.
Two worlds. I didn't make that connection
And I
till
mean,
now.
even drinking the elixir, her, Melina drinking this elixir and like having a green baby, like affecting these
To
little
this day.
impacts. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is jumping, but there's the hint that maybe Nanny drinking it is why she's still alive and and so
Right.
coherent. Yeah.
Nanny, what did you
That's so
do?
crazy.
Uh,
I was just talking with Pod Squad member Derek. We've been having conversations about sometimes like you have to get a no sometimes, even if it's something that you think you want. If you like
Mm,
I always say if I show up to something like an opportunity that's being presented to me and I feel really good about what I've done, but it's still a no that comes back to me, that no need it to be happen, so my time would still be open for the correct yes to walk in because you can't do
yeah.
everything. You can't
Right.
have a lot of
You need
yeses.
a
You
no in
have
order
to,
to say
yeah,
yes.
you need to know in order to say yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, didn't you? He brought this back up, and maybe I said this on the pod at some point. He was like, didn't you say that like your agent did not want you to do the Sister Act national tour? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, he was very much like, I don't
Against
think
it.
it's a good idea right now for you to go on the road with Sister Act. I think you should be staying in the city. He was very adamant about that, but I was like, I don't
Yeah.
have money and I want to
I
do this
need
show.
this.
I was like, I would like a year of security and I would like to do this show. I worked hard to get this show. I want to do it. And Derek brought that up, being like, Tara, if you had listened to your agent, I wouldn't be in your life right now. Because I was like, I wouldn't have met
That
MK.
agent
Like, it
tried to
is
prevent
so
this
crazy though.
podcast from happening.
Call him
The
out.
butterfly effect.
But
The
it's crazy
butterfly
though.
effect.
If I had listened to him, my life would be so different.
So different.
I think we all have these moments, and they're crazy when you really think about it.
100%. And that's
Even
kind of calls back to what we were talking about in the icebreaker of like, you can
the
ruminate on
nostalgia.
that. You can
mm.
really ruminate on that. And in this case, it's a good thing. It's like, wow, if I hadn't done this, my life would not be like I wouldn't have the things I have right now. But sometimes it can be the other way of like, if I hadn't done
But
this,
what
my
if
life would be better, you know? So
Patrick did it?
it's
Yeah.
My
two
husband
sides of the
did this
coin.
recently too, because we've been talking, I guess, a little bit about like our entrance into theater. It's come up in like a couple like other in conversations like at diners with other people and just yeah, just remembering like our journey into it. And my husband was he got into NYU into Atlantic and he reflects on that. He's like, I wonder what my life would be if we had done that. Oh, we were talking about like how crazy like tuition has gotten for schools. Like schools that we thought were expensive are like
Yeah.
even I
Mm.
don't even know,
Like
like
times
double the
four.
price now. Like it's so
Yeah.
bad now. And it was bad then, but it's like so much worse now. Because he was like the main reason he didn't go to NYU is because he would be in debt, all those things. And like he
Yeah.
had a full ride to to stay in at the University at Arizona. Made sense
Yeah.
to do that. But I was like, we wouldn't have met. I don't think we would have met. I don't
Mm.
think, yeah, if you had done that, we would not know each other. I
It's
don't think. Maybe.
crazy. These little moments, these big decisions and small decisions. I always think that I'm like,
Yes.
I downloaded an app on my phone and met my future husband. Like, what? What if I decided not
Yeah.
to? What if I didn't like his post or whatever? You know, it's crazy to really think about.
Really think
You know, it's
about
the same
certain things.
same thing I mentioned earlier, but literally if I didn't start watching Buffy and go to that chat
Yeah.
room, my life would
Hmm.
be so different right now. And
Buffy's
I
why
don't
Yeah.
you're
even
in the
watch.
UK.
Yeah, it
That's
is really in a lot
crazy.
of ways. I mean, it's partly why I bonded with my husband is because he had just come from the UK. He was here for 2 years doing a degree. We bonded
Yeah.
over that and our shared love of England. Like it all kind of came together, and I have friends now who I made from other friends of other friends that all trace
Yes.
back to that one thing, and
It's
it blows my
surreal.
mind.
It's cool
Yeah.
to unravel all this, like to
It
have
is
moments to
fun.
pause. It is really fun. I guess we're living the word of the day right now.
Mm,
Yeah.
I will say, I love how Rob, your section ends with this stop
mm.
talking for once and come here right now, said Trism to Lear.
I
I love it.
It's so
know.
good.
They're so
Sexy.
It's
hot,
like so sexy and so cute.
They're
so sexy,
adorable.
so
I just love that
cute.
he's like, oh no, he knows Lear's gonna go on and on, so he's like, shut up,
It's like, we're done.
get over it. Yeah.
Take me to bed, darling.
I think the only things I'll bring up, I really want to go to Nanny because the
Yes, we
nanny
need to
of it
discuss
all is
her.
so good. I also love that like Rain when sweet little Guardius comes running
Guardians
down the path and also
Yeah.
saves her from death.
saves her life.
Yes,
And
she's off
also
on
may
her
have
own.
possibly caused it at the same time. Like
Also
she's
maybe
not sure if
caused
he's
it.
Again, that's kind of this
That's
whole
yeah,
Rain. Yeah.
book too. It's like you
yeah.
cause it, yeah, you're the cause and the
You're like,
effect.
I have to clean up the mess that I just made.
She doesn't want Guardius at first, but she really comes to adore him. And she
Lear's
says
the
her
one who sent
father
him,
sent
yeah.
him, always engaging a babysitter. But it
Oh,
is a way of his showing his love.
protection.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
send
love that
these
line
sweet
that she
animal
like has a switch,
companions.
but she won't actually use it. She just has it for the noise.
Oh,
Dragon
love
pet. So
Guardians.
let's they kind of they move through the Great Kells. That's pretty standard. We don't need to dive
Yeah,
into
they're
anything there.
trekking.
But what is interesting to me is that we learn like when she gets to Kiamako, which there's a really cool description of it. The castle rose as if it had been
I
carved
had
from a single
chills.
stone outcropping, an air of molten menace, of an organic and inert tumult, an ungainly human structure for all that. We
Mm.
meet the descendants of Chistry, who's also still alive too, and very sweet and cute.
Mm,
Gasp.
But they're all like some of them are lowercase monkeys.
mm.
Some are
Some don't have
upper, or like,
wings.
yeah, some don't have wings, some don't talk. It's
Yes.
all a mixture.
Yes. Oh my God. And then we like see Queen Nanny just still living in Kiamako. I can stand up if I start thinking about it a week ahead.
A week before. That's how I feel sometimes.
Oh, Nanny, I thought your brain would be chopped cabbage by now. When one's brain has always been chopped cabbage, there isn't much left for the vegetable hatchet.
So good.
She is excellent. The
She's
ancient woman who had helped raise
everything.
Rain's grandmother from infancy leaned forward and nearly toppled over. Like all these details are just so good. She also like is like, "Hey, why don't you give that little dragon dog like a mutt?" Like
Yeah, a
that
muzzle.
dragon dog
Yeah.
is gonna burn down this
That
place. Like
dragon
she has
dog.
some sensible
Because
advice.
even when he's playing fetch, he's like burning the stick with the flames
Yeah.
from his
It's like a
mouth.
little scary. I
Yeah.
love when she's like, "Tell me why you left the country without as much as a note at Lurline Miss to say you were going." Love Lurline Miss. That's the wicked version of
They're
Christmas. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I love when she says to her, Rain says something, stuck up in a tower just like you are, can't move. She makes like a comment. Oh, she says that about the Wizard of Oz. Stuck up in a tower, just like you are, can't move. He won't be
Yeah.
bothering anyone again. Me talking about the Wizard of Oz now as the Oracle of Maracoor. She says, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not stuck. True, the stairs are a bit much, but we've rigged up an aerial stagecoach. She has like a whole
She
system
has
in
a
place.
whole, yeah, like
This
outdoor
is incredible.
elevator.
See that beam over the window? It has a winch on it. If I've had enough sherry and the cords are tight enough, I allow myself to be lowered to the courtyard so I can enjoy a picnic under the choke chestnut trees at lunchtime when the air is warmest. Rena's like, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. She's like,
Oh,
okay, I came for this
nanny.
point. But it's so good. But here's where we learn a little bit about like the monkeys, like their
What's
species
going
shifting,
on?
changing.
Yes.
But is it Nanny who says this? I think it is. Not everyone who can fly wants to. Ask your garden
Mm.
variant duck which she prefers, the river or the sky. Still, you're right. For some of the monkeys, the wings are a redundancy, once liberating and now, alas, a punishment. Chains and weights, even for walking around. Not only no lift, but added drag, if you get my drift. Honestly, this makes me think about people who are like are born with like giant breasts and it's like painful. Like I've
Yeah.
had friends who've had to get breast reductions
Get a
because they
reduction.
literally
Hurts their
cannot
back.
move around normally.
Yeah.
Yes, it feels like that. Um,
Painful.
yeah, this whole interaction that was just so great. You tried to drown the Grimmery when you really ought to have been trying to drown your own anger at the world. There it
Oh,
is.
she gets
Nanny
straight to the
just
point.
you aren't done with Ozma and Tip because you both, you all, dropped the cards in mid-play. Whatever
Mm.
happens next can't happen until you pick them up and read them honestly. Maybe then you'll walk away and close the door. That's the thing. They might not be with each other for forever, but
But
they
it
have
was
to give
very
themselves this chance.
abruptly, yeah, ended.
This is kind of what happens with Cassie when like Rain is like, "You're not dying today" at the end of Brides of Maracoor when Cassie goes to jump off the building and the flying monkey save her. This is what Annie says to Rain. You might get out of this mess by dying, but you leave it behind for others to inherit. Just ask Elphaba.
Mm.
Invisibility, schismicity, something I can't say.
Ah, it's so
It's
good.
hard to be a nanny, the quote of the year.
Oh my
The
God. It's
notorious
hard to
nanny of
be a
Oz. I ought to be
nanny.
dead. I sometimes think I can remember stealing a sip of some weird potion. This is what Rob brought up. She kept among her jewels and lotions. It did me a power of good, but age has unmoored me. I'm not sure if I'm only imagining that. Sometimes I dream of being at Elphaba's birth.
This
This
was
is so
crazy.
wild.
This was
She's like
wild.
a badger nurse, a raccoon midwife.
I just
But
picture
I
the scene
There's
in
like
the
wasn't there.
movie. I'm
I was
like,
like,
is that
did
her?
Gregory know about did Gregory know about the bear nanny? Like at
Right?
that point.
I
I'm
know.
like,
I was
wait,
like, oh,
what?
so good. Did he? Because this is before that
Yeah,
came
It's
out. But he
before.
would have
Maybe he
had.
did.
yeah, because it's almost like she's dreaming of the film.
Of that scene.
Like,
It's
yeah,
so crossover meta.
Because
It's
like Nanny,
crazy.
Nanny is Dulcie Bear.
yeah, yeah.
Correct.
For all of our Wicked, I mean, I don't know how you're listening to this episode if you are truly only like a Wicked movie person. Hi, welcome. I don't know how you got to Witch of
Hello.
Maracoor,
You're welcome
but
here.
you need to read the books if you love Dulcie Bear because Nanny is like a
Oh,
full-fledged character in these books.
yeah.
She's so
Yeah.
good. Oh, it's so good. Time will
Sidebar,
inch
I also
forward.
really love what so I really love what the nanny when Nanny says you take after your grandmother, she had such ambitions, but you couldn't lace up both boots on the same afternoon. She get distracted.
That's
It's
me.
Ah, that's
it's
I
so
can't do
good.
Alphaba.
that either.
That's
I was like, that's
good.
called ADHD. Yes.
Very.
Power in some areas, not in the other.
So,
My
so
favorite
good.
quote in this is Chistery. He's like, when he sees Rain, he's like, child, the very fletch and spark of Elphaba, that old bitch.
That old
Come to
bitch.
Chistery.
Come to Chistery.
I was like, Chistery, you have changed, sir.
And then
Sadly.
before we leave Kamiko, we get the Thelma,
Mm-hmm.
handing it over to Rain. Thelma sees that Owain a woman, see she broken. She learns fast that Lucycles takes Rain for another wife.
I love how she talks.
On the audiobook, it's so good. And I love that she holds her accountable. When Rain is like, he's the married one, not me.
Mhm.
She said, that's Rain's excuse. Rain,
She's
get her
not having
protection from
it.
that family. That's what I'm saying. That wife and her creaky old motherly old mother take Rain in. Lucicles, yes, sure. Lucicles also foolish and wrong.
It's
Now
like you both are
Lucicles
wrong.
living with his wrong. Rain owns some of this wrong too. Dilma give you no blessing on this journey. I said,
Rain's like, I don't care.
and then she has the whole thing like, it meant nothing, says Rain. And she's like, nothing
Yeah.
means nothing. If it meant nothing, then where the surgeon priests at the groves of Salinx gave him tongue-freeing juniper juice prior to the procedure,
Mm-hmm.
he'd have said nothing. Instead, truth rolled out his unguarded mouth when he was in a fog of sedation. All about his boy, how he worries, all about his wife, how he worries, and all about you and the taint of his spirit of having taken you as a lover. It's not nothing, girl.
Ooh.
I
That if
like this part
he
because
was
I'm
like
like
unconscious and
not that
saying
Rain
this
needs to
coming from deep
feel
within, it's not nothing.
not that I want Rain to feel shame or like all this weighed down guilt for what she did, but she has to have accountability and the
You have to
fact that
know,
she hurt people.
yeah, that
Yeah.
it
And
actually does mean something.
even like Iskanari was a little worried that Rain walked away from it without any feeling about it. Because he's kind of like he's worried about how he's raised her and if she was worth his trouble if she's gonna walk away from Lucicles and not care about his foot and not have any like emotion
Yeah.
about him. And she
Yeah.
clearly does, but like she's not showing it. And he's kind of like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emerald City, our last section.
Yeah, I love that she just loves like how everyone is here. Like we have the whole people
Mm.
speaking Ozish with a quadling curl, a munchkin, broadness, probably at Shiz, gate to the north, you'd hear college tones, and other upper crust seniorities that flourish in the prosperous reaches of Gilligan country. You're kind of getting all the different accents of all the different cultures, the melting pot, you know, if you will, or the salad bowl
Mm-hmm.
effect is happening in the Emerald City, which I love. And she's telling everyone she is the Witch of Maracoor just to kind of scare them and get information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she could figure out how she's going to get to Ozma, um, and yeah, meet with her. And she has this chance meeting with Scarly, who used to be her friend when she went to St. Proud's.
Scarly.
Mm.
Scarly's kind of sad. Scarly is
I
like someone
know.
who was born with not much, who's still in a not much situation, and that's a lot of people in this world. Um,
And there's the thing about
she
she doesn't fit either place because when she's home, they think she is like airs and graces, and when
hoity-toity.
she's yeah, yeah, because her accent's changed. But back in
Her
the Emerald City,
accent.
she's a maid, and so she just can't win.
I was listening
That
to like I think it was done by Vogue. I don't actually know. It came up on my YouTube and I was like usually when I'm like getting ready for bed at night, I'll put something like I wouldn't normally watch on YouTube just to listen to while I'm like doing my routine. And it was all these past assistants of Anna Wintour connecting if like their experience was close to the Devil Wears Prada movie. And
mm.
I
Mm.
think one of the questions they were all asked, like, your people, like, did they freak out when you got this job? And one was like, no, they don't even know who she is. Like, my family was like,
Yeah.
okay, good for you. It's
Cool.
just so
Yeah.
interesting, like how,
Mm.
and that's where I feel like for Scarly, she's really like in a lot of sense, she's done a lot to like kind of keep herself alive, take care of herself, and her family's just like kind of dissing the whole like fanciness of Emerald City.
It's kind of funny. It reminds me of when I'm like, you meet someone who knows nothing about Wicked. Or Oz. And you're like, oh, there's this whole other perspective of life. We're all just like living it. And we don't have the same perspective of things. And her with her little like accent and she stays mute, or how an accent or your voice can like almost affect how you're viewed. It just reminded me of
Mm.
this. I love her so much, this student at the school where I work. She looks so sweet. She is so sweet, but like she has a very thick Brooklyn accent. The most like from a movie. And it's just not what you would expect when you like meet her. I don't know, it just reminded me of that, of like how we when before we the judgments that we make perhaps
Right.
on people.
Right. We're consistently passing them.
There's a big thing in the UK about accents because there are just so many of them, and a lot of it's
Yeah,
like related to class, and people judge people based on the accents. And there is a
sure.
lot of like, people from the north moving to either like London or like going to like a fancy university, and they get back and their accents change, and there's a lot of judgment of like, oh, you're not one of us anymore. Like you're fancy now. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's just my voice has changed from being around other people. It's not,
Right.
but
Yeah,
it's a thing.
It is the
totally.
thing. I like when I'm getting into the part where Ozma has kind of kidnapped Rain and they're in this theater,
Mm,
laying
Mm.
I love
low and
it.
reconnecting, but she shares what's happened in the Emerald City, which I think is really interesting. The cronies who supported Shalthrop, the self-styled emperor apostle, old Shell, your great uncle, and our former throne minister, all that is said not for Rain, that is said for us to all
Yeah,
remember
it's
who
like
is
remember.
Shell. He may have fled into deep retirement as he promised, or be scheming a comeback. This feels very Trumpy in
Mm.
2023
Ooh,
Yeah.
for
terrifying.
Americans,
Mm-hmm.
and the world, I guess, because he's causing global chaos. Um,
Correct.
but his supporters, the barons and the princes of the factories, the men who benefited, they are appalled to have a capital A animal at the head of government. This is what I feel is I had to literally block the New York Post from all my accounts. I don't follow the New York
Mm.
Post. It just like I
But
don't know. I
they
was getting
they
like
come up.
it's consistent attacks and they're despicable on my current mayor. And it's all for stuff
Mm.
that no one else would ever. He's getting it because he is not a white man. Like that's at
Yeah.
the end of the day. That's the only reason he's getting these attacks. And that felt relevant to what she's saying about like people not liking the lion being in power. They find it insulting a certain Lord Averick.
Mm.
Averick
Freaking
makes an
Averick.
appearance in
Back.
this book.
He doesn't like the lion, of course. They began to float the notion that I was an imposter, that old Mombi could never have bewitched an infant Ozma into a decades-long spell of childhood. The improbability of such events gave the grunts and groaners a platform on which to raise objection. Meanwhile, Mombi has gone abroad and is unavailable for questioning. Where is she
Of
gone?
course. Of
She's in
course she
Maracoor.
is. Can't be
And I
found.
wasn't ready to be put, and I wasn't ready to put down an insurrection. I'm still not ready. I need political training
Yes.
and I need to grow up too to get used to this otherworldly status called womanhood. So I've gone into soft seclusion. And after a
Mm,
foiled attempt on my life, into deep hiding. So she was almost assassinated. That's a pretty big
Mm.
deal. All with
yeah.
the Regent Throne minister's secret approval. So the Cowardly Lion
Yikes.
is behind all
Brr.
of this. He's protecting her.
Oh,
Um, they're thinking that like the people who loved Shell want to install another puppet that they could prop up and manipulate that feels very that's what Putin essentially was supposed to be in Russia, and he became much worse than that. And your quote is here. Um
mm,
After like Rain confesses how she needed to see her again and how she wanted to come back, and this is an act of choosing to be her. She wants to make an active decision if they're meant to be or not just like walk away from it, all of that good stuff. This is when
yeah.
we get Ozma saying, change is neither good nor bad. It matters how the change is used in the wicked world.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I agree. And then they laugh with each other too. They're like kind of experiencing all the joys of being in companionship. They
Yeah,
laugh,
seeing
they
each other
cry.
again. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Is amnesia just another term for the
Oh.
cluelessness of adolescence? Which we're
Mm.
barely out of, Rain. Like Ozma reminds
Yeah, they're
Rain that they're still
young.
young. They don't have to have
Yeah.
things completely figured out yet. I love that, like, Brina's like, can we just go back to what we used to have? Like, she says something like, again, the nostalgia type of thing comes in. She's
Yeah.
like,
Right.
if I understand what you mean, says Ozma softly, this is the regression, not this would not be forward movement. Our truer selves, the others were the disguises. They can't hold.
Right.
Ugh,
Take off your mask.
Mm.
take off your mask. I wrote, I hate Averick.
Maverick.
Yeah.
It's so funny that he's here again.
Yeah, he's just the worst, of course. He's on the side
No,
of like
not good.
Shell supporters. Of course he's there. But yeah, this feels like a very scary, like I would get not wanting to become a leader when people
Yeah.
hate you so much. You're up against so
Mm.
much hate for no reason.
And she doesn't feel ready. As
She
she
doesn't feel
said, like
ready to
I
handle
don't
it.
have the training, the expertise, the knowledge. Like I'm not doing that.
This Scarly leave off is really sad because Scarly doesn't go with them. I kind of wish Scarly went with them. I know
Scarly
that's
like
not meant to
helps
be.
them.
She helps them.
She pretend like she basically is like turning a blind eye type thing.
Her fondness for Rain derived from the days at St. Proud's when the scholar child was pale and incidental. A poor girl, let's face it, nearly as poor as Scarly, but set up with a firmer backbone, a witch in embryo even then. It's as though, oh, it makes me so sad. She couldn't win with anyone in any place, is commenting on her going back
Mm.
to see her family.
Yeah. Yeah, what if she went with them and they're all just hanging out? That'd be great.
It didn't
Girl
seem
crew.
fair. And yet, when had life ever been fair? Only in children's stories, and sometimes not even then.
Not even then.
Yeah,
Mm.
she really hasn't gotten any like she's like the
No.
sad. If you really think about her, I feel sad like she's lonely, you know?
Yes. She doesn't get,
But
she's not that girl.
she's not that girl. Our girls are
Mm.
gone, guys. Like they get out of the city pretty unceremoniously. They just exit in their
Yeah.
disguises.
Yeah.
We
Ta
get a
ta.
note on the now the Gnome King is showing signs of wanting to press a prior claim on that part of Oz. So there is a little like,
Oh
uh-oh.
no. Oh
Kind of
no.
like the Skeeds coming into Maracoor, there might be some sort of invasion of Oz down the
Yeah.
Well,
line.
it's kind of feel like Out of Oz is like a wicked version of Marvelous Land, and maybe there's just hinting that we'll do Ozma of Oz next if he ever
Yes.
goes
Right,
further.
That's what I was thinking.
right,
Uh,
right. They see the cranes, Iskanari's little babies, in the
mm,
western
Oh,
sky of all
yeah,
places.
Western Sky.
there you go.
Yep. And I love that they say to each other, we can't repair the world, just the two of us. This is what Rain says. I tried to do that alone by sinking the Grimoire, and look what happened. You do something else instead, then. A swap, a moral swap. No? At my side, as I try to keep the place from rotting, isn't that worth doing? Because they're even considering, like, let's just go meet up with Iskanari and help those children. Like, there's It's
Yeah,
like
they're like, where
small
do we
things.
Yes.
go?
Yeah,
They want to
they're
go
not
to
sure of where to
Shiz, but
go.
they can't. They don't think
They're
that's a
thinking
good
of going to like
idea.
Glinda's home, essentially, is where I think they're headed,
Mm-hmm.
is maybe Glinda's home, which is really interesting. Again, we don't really know what happened to Glinda.
Right.
Um, oh my God, here comes, okay, now we get like, I'm gonna get emotional because it's truly is like it. This is like
It's an emotional ending.
our last check-in with all of our characters because it's raining and it's raining everywhere.
Oh,
Maracoor and Oz, and they're all experiencing it. We get a little check-in of Candle, Rain's mother, in distant Quadling country. It rained upon the roofs of Mockbeggar Hall in Munchkinland, where Rain had come to consciousness of self under the watch of Lady Glinda, but we don't get any mention if Glinda's still there. It rained upon the palace of the Emerald City, and the lion heard it but paid no attention, too busy fretting as he tossed in his royal bed about how to keep the disappearance of Ozma secret from political adversaries. It rained upon the dormitory where Scarly lay awake in bitter torment, wondering what to say to Burr should their paths cross in the palace corridors tomorrow. It rained upon the tent of Abric Bonten Meadows.
boo.
Boo! Where, with a retina of 30, he was engaged on an illegal hunt of tree elves in the sleeve
Of
of
course.
Gasteel. Of
Of
course, he's the
course he
The
worst.
is.
worst.
The worst. We get a mention of Trism and Lear sleeping on and coiled. Oh my God, Nanny
This
in the
brought me
courtyard.
chills though.
It
Mm.
fell upon the conical lids of the towers of Kiamako. In the courtyard, the golden trees shivered in the downpour. In her swaddlings, Nanny dreamed uneasily of a tornado intending to make a return appearance.
I got
It's like,
chills.
what
I
is
was
she
like,
talking
what?
about? Out in the
Excuse me?
west, rain in the grasslands, rain in the desert, and rain then upon the non-estic sea. Too much to continue. I love that he says that. We go to Maracoor.
It
Um,
stopped raining here in Jersey, by the way.
it stopped raining here too. No
Oh,
more
good.
rain for
Does the
us
sun come
because we
out?
hit this part. So now we're aligned. Mia
Yeah.
Safana,
Mia
everyone's like
Zapano
sleepless.
Farm, rain.
They're all in
It's
stormy
really a
moods.
beautiful ending, like midnight rain falling. We
Eidlandia.
just get a
Mm.
check in on all of them.
It's like Goodnight
The
Moon.
Skeets. Yeah, it
Mm.
feels very much like a lullaby. Good night
Yeah.
Yeah.
story.
Even Tealwix is here. The blue wolf
Teal Wix!
Ortosius, who we said,
Artosius!
yeah, the teal wolf. But now
Correct.
blue.
That's
Artosius is
her.
in this.
The
Oh
Arborians,
my
the
God.
kids.
Yeah, and the last one we get safely below. Cossie slept, for Rain is a mother to the young. I love that line.
Mmm.
Sassi, the queen of the
So saucy.
Caryatids, sat in a doorway, stretching her ancient wooden ankles in the slipstream to keep herself supple for another millennium or so. Because
Queen.
rain keeps alive our planet. And
Nature.
still the rain fell, and still it fell, until the rain fell still. Here concludes volume 3 of Another Day.
Gregory.
No, another volume is coming like the other two.
That last line, I was like, he's a genius. He's a poet.
Mm.
He's just so good with words. I just so appreciate what he's created, what he's given us. I could never.
I could never.
I could never how.
I also love that Ozma goes by Tippa at the end as
Yeah.
well. That's kind of fun. She has
He's finding
three
a new name.
names. Tip, Ozma, Tippa.
Why not? Like explore
Yeah.
identity.
Yeah. I love it.
Again, I think it's more weird to just accept all the things. Easy peasy.
This is
Then
the
to not
random name
question.
my parents gave me.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. No, I
The Fist
felt
of Tara.
very the Festa Tara.
Mm.
Gone with the Wind Tara. I
Tara
yeah,
Core.
just felt very satisfied with this last installment.
Me
And
too.
just oh,
Yeah.
And I'm excited for Galinda. We're not
I
done.
know. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
wait.
We
So
September.
have
good.
not, yeah, it's supposed to come out in the
September.
fall. We'll have the Wicked Part 2 graphic novel dropping very soon in June.
Ooh.
So that'll get us
Hmm.
back into Gregory's world visually, which is really cool. Again,
Yep.
highly recommend the graphic novels if you've never read Wicked but like want to read
So
Wicked.
fun.
It's a great, like you'll fly through that. You could probably do it in a sitting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what the second graphic novel looks like and also to revisit Wicked through it. I love revisiting Wicked.
I'm excited
I'm really
to
content with
watch
this
Wicked for good
journey.
soon.
Oh my God,
It's
yeah.
been a while.
It's been a while. I don't think I watched Wicked for good as much as I watched Wicked Part 1.
No.
Honest. admittance right now.
Wicked Part 1
Yeah,
was
not
like
yet.
17 times
I
the
saw
first
it in
week.
theaters like so many times.
Yeah.
I've only seen Wicked for good
I think I
twice.
saw it 3 times.
3 for me.
Yeah.
Twice.
And I'm like, wow, I need to revisit
It i-
this.
it is growing on me though. I don't know if I'll ever love it like I love the first one,
I
but
think
each
I'm
time
that
I
in that.
watch it, I notice things that maybe love
New
it more.
things. Sure.
Yeah.
I think I'm still where I was when we were in last season of I've accepted it for what it is. Did it meet my expectations? No. Um, I don't know if it was ever going to. Like, I think that's what we'll get into of what were these
When
discussions
we
when it
cover
came
it.
to dividing up the film and what kind of rewrites were allowed to happen. Obviously,
Yeah.
nothing. It is really a faithful retelling of the musical, pretty much.
Yeah.
Little flourishes here and there, but they really don't stray away from what happens on the musical stage, minus a couple add-ons of things.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I'm excited
And
to
the
get into
songs.
that. But we're gonna have before we get into Wicked for Good, we have some Judy Garland coming our way, which we're very excited
Yes,
about.
we do.
Nothing. I was just gonna say like I feel like it's like a slightly improved Act Two. Like it has a few little things like
Mm.
That's a good way to
you know
put it. It's not
seeing
worse.
yeah like the structure is pretty much the same. The choice is like having Glinda there for the wizard's temptation, really smart.
Yeah. It's a little more fleshed
Seeing
out.
more yeah seeing more of Alphaba's like
That's a great way to
activism
put
that
it.
kind of thing. But
Yeah.
like yeah like I think that's where I came down on it where I'm like okay
It's a
accepting that
slightly
it is
better act
basically
too.
Act Two. This is a better version of Act Two,
Yeah.
but it's
Fair.
not like a rewritten fully reimagined one like I was hoping.
Sure.
Yes.
Maybe in 20 years
Same here.
we'll get a
Yeah.
reimagined one.
I would love to see
Ah,
again, no musical version of
like
all
a
of this.
play.
The Wicked
Yeah.
Years. I don't
Oh,
even know. I
I'm
not a
so
play.
here for
I
it.
want the drama. Like I want the HBO investment. I would rather HBO do this instead of Harry
Like a
Potter.
TV show.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'd be
Yeah.
so down for that.
Well,
Like
because
Wicked is
like
the first season and they just move through and they if
Yeah.
they went up to this, that
Seven
would be so
seasons.
cool. I think it would work,
perfect.
please. It
If I
does
had
And it's
millions of
so
require
dollars, I'd be a producer.
I
so
know.
rich and there's so much to like
I
Yeah.
explore.
know. It just
And because
needs to
there's
be in the
like
right hands.
it is legit like a different version of a story people know. So, whereas like
Yes.
Potter is just the same story again,
The same
basically.
thing.
Yeah, they're
And
just gonna
someone
follow, I
horrible
guess,
is
the
getting
books.
money from it.
Mm,
Yeah, and someone horrible is getting money.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're probably it's not gonna be much different, right? Like it can't be
I
that
don't think
much
Mm.
so. I think
different.
it's literally like the same.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no, I
I
think
did
But
watch
it's
the
a
trailer.
show. It's a TV show.
I will be
Yeah.
so honest in where I stand and where I feel in Harry Potter because obviously, like so many people obsessed with Harry Potter. I would say at a point in my life, Harry Potter was way bigger than Oz for me, especially in like the 2010 to 2020 time. Obsessed. I've read the books a million times, like so many people. And like honestly, a part of our podcast existing is because I think I
Harry
had the idea
Potter and the Sacred Text
yeah, Harry Potter and the Sacred Text, one of my favorite
kind of
podcasts.
do a similar thing.
Yeah, and we were like, Oz deserves a kind of look at itself, like Harry Potter's getting there. Um,
Yeah.
I watched the trailer and I cried at the end of it because the little boy playing Harry Potter is so precious. And I just want
Hmm.
to root for him. And I cried also because I can't. Like, I'm not gonna watch this.
It's hard.
Um, but my husband's like, I
And
think I want to watch it. And I was like, I'm gonna respect whatever you want to do, but I'm gonna stay strong and I don't think I want to watch it just knowing the
and that's
J.K.
the
Rowling of
thing.
it
It's
all.
like everyone has to choose what feels right for
Yeah,
them.
and I
It
don't think
sucks that
shaming
we're
anyone
there.
and
It
shaming
sucks
anyone
that
for
we're
their
there.
choice is
Yeah.
not going to help anyone out.
Right.
For me, it was like a
It's tough.
gradual divorcing from Harry Potter almost because it was so important to me. And then I was like, okay, I'll
Yeah.
read the books, but I won't engage with her. I won't give her any money. And then more and more, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't like this anymore. Like it
Yeah.
got
I
too
think that
entangled for
happens.
me.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
it's
hard.
tainted. No, it feels that way. Like that's why I cried. I was like, "Oh, this really sucks." Like they really like I love Harry so much. Like I love his story and I like want to root for him and like almost mother him. Like I want to be his mother. Like I feel that. Um
Mm.
but like and yeah, there's too much that has ruined that experience, but so this is our
It's
plea to
hard.
say hey, Universal, you have Wicked, build the theme park.
Gregory's great. Gregory stands for wonderful things.
Wonderful
Yeah.
things. We have so much queer magic happening at the end of this.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I
And
think it's
Rob,
great.
thanks for hanging out with us. This was
Yeah,
so
Yes.
thank you for having me. I had the
fun.
best time.
We
This
had
is
some
such a
great
lovely
guests for
convo.
these episodes.
Yes.
And
I don't think
listeners,
we
let us
have
know if you
another
read
trilogy
it.
like this. This is kind of
I
like
know.
this is kind of the end of like the big properties for
I
us.
know. I
The big
know.
ones. There's obviously millions of more
There's so
niche
many, yeah,
things.
but we were waiting to like tackle this,
I know. I'm glad we
So
waited. I am sad that I like missed this though when it came out. Like didn't
me
go to
too.
like he probably did a
I
book
was
signing. We
I
don't
was
know.
so confused by it. Yeah.
Totally missed
But
it.
thank you, listeners. We will see you
Yes, thank you,
in the
listener.
future. Coming up for some Judy fun. We've got
Before
more
we get
books, more
to Wicked.
comics. We're going to get to Wicked for Good. Plenty more to come. But thank you again,
Plenty
Rob.
more.
Thank you,
Yes,
listeners.
Rob.
We'll see you on another day.
Let the rain fall down.
Hillary Duff. Ta ta. Thank you so much for listening to Down the Yellow Brick Pod. We love linking arms and skipping with listeners like you.
A special thank you to our Patreon Pod Squad members who have become our Found Oz fam all across the globe. If you'd like to join, follow the link in show notes for more info.
Again, you can catch us on the socials and on Etsy serving up some merch, all linked in show notes below.
And lastly, if you are feeling the pod and looking for a free way to support us, consider leaving us an Apple rate and review. Each Apple review also equals an entry into our full-out, no marking, end of the season giveaway, fit for any level Oz fan.
As always, all previous reviews will also be considered in our entries. If you've been with us since 2020, oh, we see you.
Thank you, Ozians. We'll see you over the rainbow soon.
In a clock tick